residential realty market hosted by the Gera Developments. Um, it's my privilege and pleasure to introduce our esteemed panelists here. We have Mr. Shantilal Kataria, President CREDAI, Pune Metro. Mr. Kataria, as we all know, is the newly elected president for CREDAI Pune Metro region. Having joined the association as an honorary member of the managing committee, Mr. Kataria has played an active role in the last 20 years in helping build the association to its present strength of 400 members. We are also joined by Ms. Sonal Modi, Regional Business Head of Maharashtra and Senior General Manager, Housing Development Finance Corporation Limited. Ms. Modi served as the General Manager and Additional Senior General Manager of Housing Development Finance Corporation and also served as the Deputy General Manager in the past. We also have Mr. Sanjay Bajaj, Managing Director, JLL Pune. Sanjay has been responsible for all the transactions in Pune and providing strategic oversight. Having worked with RM2 Corp and Knight Frank previously, he brings with him an extensive working knowledge of the real estate market here, and particularly Pune. And of course, we have Mr. Rohit Gera, Managing Director, Gera Developments, who would take us through the presentation on the Gera Pune Realty Report, followed by a very insightful and interactive discussion on the market, the opportunities, the challenges, and followed by the question answers. So now I invite Rohit to come here.
Thank you, Sonia. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming out. We thought that, we've been doing this realty report for quite some time now. And I thought that we should do this a little bit differently this time to get some people who are very intimate, have very intimate knowledge about the real estate sector, who can then give us insights into what the meaning of the behind the numbers is. Because just looking at the numbers in isolation, the interpretation could be many different things. So what I'm going to do is very quickly run you through the highlights of the report. The printout of the report is also on your tables. And then we'll get into a panel discussion and then open up for question and answers. So this is the January to June report. Our data is covering 3,067 live projects in a 30-kilometer radius from the city center. We do primary research on the ground. Some of the key metrics, we have price per square foot, what is quoted by developers. Total units launched, we talk about supply, which is unsold units. What is newly launched? What is the percentage of the units that have been sold? Offtake is the number of sales, units sold. Stage of construction. So we actually track what stage each project is at. So there's early, mid, end, and ready stage. What is the location? And we cover roughly about 140 micro markets in and around Pune. So currently, the real estate market is definitely showing signs of stress. This isn't a crisis situation, this isn't a problem situation, but certainly there are signs of stress. We believe that regulatory changes is going to add to the challenges that the industry is going to face. But at the same time, we think that challenging and competitive times such as this certainly lead to better product. More customer centricity amongst developers, greater focus. When developers have to compete, we have to increase our quality of product, we have to increase the specifications, we have to increase the amenities, and in this situation, the customer always ends up winning. We've seen that the increase in prices, which was 12.47% for June 12 to June 13, came down to 10% June 13, June 14, and this last 12 months, prices have increased only 3.3%. In real terms, this is less than inflation. In fact, if you look at the half year, right, the whole year was 3.3%, but the second half of the last 12 months, which is Jan to June, the increase is only 0.27%. So if you just look at this on a graphical representation, this shows what is the increase 6 months. So 0.28% is the increase over the last period, 3.08 is over the last period, and so on. This is the average price per square foot. So in June 2011, which is 4 years ago, the average price across all Pune was 3,475 a square foot. This has gone up to 5,075 4 years later. So we've seen only about 45% increase across a 4-year period. When we look at the overall supply, there's been an increase of nearly 35,000 homes between June 14 and June 15. Currently, there are totally 2,80,913 apartments being built by all developers put together across their 3,069 projects. So the average is about 80 apartments per project is the average project size. In June 14, there were 66,350 apartments available for sale in the primary market. This number has gone up to 90,799 in June 15. So this is a 36% increase in the unsold inventory. The bar indicates the percentage of the total supply which has been sold. So if you look at the last column, it's 2,80,000 homes, which I just talked about, of which 67% is currently sold. In December 12, the total market was 1,65,000 homes, of which 75% had been sold. So clearly there has been while the market has increased, the percentage that is sold out has reduced. So this is the quantum of what is unsold and the percentage of what is unsold. And this is the 3,067 projects. December 12 was 1,800 projects. What's interesting is if you look at December 12, 1,800 projects and 1,65,000 units was about 90 apartments per project on an average, which is about the same at about 90 even now. So while the number of projects may have increased by a substantial number and the inventory is increased, the size per project hasn't gone up substantially. In fact, it's virtually stagnant. If we look at the budget category, we've got 5 segments. The budget category is where prices across all Pune are less than 4,247 per square foot. The increase there is a 125% increase in the unsold inventory, and this graphical representation which comes up looks much better. The value category is 4,200 to 5,300. The luxury segment, there's premium and premium plus. Premium, the luxury segment is above 7,200 rupees per square foot. So in June 2013, there were 18,000 unsold homes in the budget category, which is now at 40,000 in June 15. So the biggest jump in terms of unsold inventory is actually at the lowest end of the market. And as we look further, you'll see the graph flattens up, where the lowest line is the luxury segment, where there were 2,600 homes unsold in June 2013, and it's gone up to 4,300 in June 15. This is a result of developers launching less projects in the luxury segment and launching far more projects in the affordable segment. So clearly the developer has understood that the demand is greater at the bottom of the pyramid at more affordable prices, and therefore there is the maximum unsold inventory in that segment as well. The total value of the unsold inventory currently is 48,000 crores. That is that 90,000 unsold homes is 48,000 crores. We see this as a huge opportunity if the government can accelerate the sales of these homes. There's 3,000 crores of VAT, stamp duty, and LBT available for the government to encash if they can promote the sales of these homes. And this is the graphical representation in crores of the value of the inventory from December 2012 to June 2015. And this is the square feet. So currently, in our estimate, there is the total unsold inventory is 9.1 crore square feet, which is unsold. And we will, part of the conversation today is about actually deciphering what this means. If you just say 48,000 crores, 9 crore square feet, it just seems like it's so much. In reality, as we've been discussing this, and we'll unveil that, what is really the meaning of these numbers? We then looked at something which we found which was very interesting, is that what's happening in PMC and the non-PMC areas. As the city is increasing, what's actually going on between Pune Municipal Corporation limits and beyond the limit. So in the last 6 months, only 24.5% of the new supply has been added within the PMC limits. This means that the city is now increasing at a faster rate outside. And in the long run, as this trend continues, this will lead to reducing revenues for the PMC by way of development charges and premiums. So this is, in a sense, something that the municipal corporation needs to wake up to and act on this in some way, shape or form. This is last 6 months, the top 20 micro markets out of the 140 which we track, which have added the maximum supply. And if you look at the x-axis, which is at the bottom, you'll see that most of the areas are all outskirts, more distant areas, certainly outside the municipal corporation limit, and certainly areas where the average price is much lower than your 5,000 rupees, which is the city's overall average price. This is why if you, in the details in your report, there is actually a reduction in the overall weighted average price of the city, but that's because new supply is added at a lower price. And this is the graph of fresh supply. And this tells you the percentage of PMC's share of launch in the fresh supply. This is the lowest the number has ever been from December 12 to be at 24.5% of the new supply only within the PMC. Is that cause for concern for the long term as far as the Pune Municipal Corporation is concerned? We actually see this as a huge opportunity for the PMC. One of the reasons why we think this is happening is because the total premiums that are payable to the municipal corporation by developers leads to an increased price of flats within the PMC limit. And that, it becomes more affordable for customers to go out. And I think that's part of the reason why the supply in the PMC has actually gone down. Look at the areas which have seen the maximum price increase in the last 24 months. The left half, anything above 20% is all in the fringe areas. It's all in the outskirts. So the biggest price increases that we've been seeing is actually in the outskirts. And the maximum reduction, there's only one area where the overall prices over 24 months have actually gone down, and that is the city center, where the overall average has gone down by about 2%. So in conclusion, this is what we find, and this is what we'll actually have a talk about, is the big picture shows a challenging scenario, certainly. The market has expanded in terms of supply, and at the same time, even though the overall sales numbers may have dropped a little bit, there is still a robust sale that is taking place in Pune. You look at a lot of the reports which are coming out, Pune is either 2 or 3, few reports have us at 2, some are at 3, in the entire national scenario compared to all other markets in India. we don't see any dramatic reduction in prices unless something drastic takes place. Because if you look at if the last 12 months actual price increases are only 3%, then this is already less than inflation. So what we are seeing is not so much of a big bubble burst, prices crashing down, but this is more like a kind of tire which has got a puncture, which over time, it just slowly deflates, and that's what we've been seeing. We think that the regulatory impact, the Real Estate Regulatory Act at the center, the Maharashtra Housing Act, which has already come out and published and approved for the state of Maharashtra, this will suddenly add to prices being pushed up as soon as demand kicks in. And we'll talk a little bit about this as well. So our assessment, and that's what we're going to talk about, is that all things considered, time to buy a home, we don't think that if you actually time a market to perfection, 99.9%, it's a fluke. Right? Anybody who says I bought at the bottom of the market, whether you take stock market, you take any share price, that we managed to buy it at the bottom of the market, it's a fluke. Right? And if you can do it consistently, you'd be Warren Buffett. Right? So therefore, we think that if you look at all things considered, direction of what's been happening, where things stand now, the outskirts where the prices are rising the most, the regulatory changes which are going to push prices up, we think that time to buy is now. But like I said, the point is to discuss this with the experts and get their views, whether they agree, whether they disagree. And on a much more localized level, we feel that the government has the opportunity to focusing on generating revenues through lower tax rates, pushing for faster sales, and aiding the industry, because real estate, and this has been stated so often, that we have the ability to generate so much employment, generate so much in terms of taxes, that it just makes complete sense for the government to work to promote housing, to push housing demand, and to ensure that this gets translated into homes for all and revenue for the government.